to let you all know, again, because of my previous relationship and the way that it turned out, the fact that I got out of my comfort zone, I stood against everything that I had developed myself up to, ladies. I had gotten to the point where, you know, I'm single, I run this shit, talking about me. I am the boss of my own body, and I will never, ever get married again. I got out of that comfort zone, uprooted myself, and relocated some 1,300, 1,400 miles away. Something I'd never done before. And situation occurred. I got the fuck out. And I came home. Then I thought, I want to be sure. And I go back. Now I'm sure. So when that turned out like it did, I mean, you know, I have a following. I have a family. I have a reputation. I have my life. And so when that turned out like it did, then I had another one of these moments. A fuck it moment. And determined that I'm going to get my life and my journey back out there. Because Lynn Littlejohn, I resolved that humans, dysfunctional lunatics, we think more of ourselves than we ought to. And that's the way it is. We do. And so I forgive because I know that. Everybody is a fuck up. I know that. And so I forgive, and I forgive easy. And I'm like this, live out your life. Have fun, and I got that from Terrence. Have fun, and do what you want to do. So since I lost a lot of my videos of the trips that he and I took, I want to share with you that when I met, and I did find the reenactment, we did a reenactment of when we met. And I started, you know, Terrence is a listener, and he let me just, he did. He let me just, and I did, and I just uploaded just all myself onto Terrence, and he let me listen. I mean, he listened as I talked, and I knew that he really did listen, because days later he would tell me, well, when you said this or when you said that, and it was detailed stuff, and I'm like, these guys really listen. I remember one time my sister had a conversation with him, and she was going like, you know, I guess we are like that in my family. And she said it was so quiet on the other end till she had to say, hello? And Terrence said, I'm here. And he's a listener. He's a listener. And I remember when, and this is what a lot of people don't know about him, Terrence tried to get me and the pastor back together. Even though we gravitated to each other, Terrence tried to get us back together. He said, here, go and buy him this and take him this and say this to him and do this and do that. And he really tried to get us back together. So I would go and do those things to no avail. And then I said, well, it didn't move him. He didn't even say anything. He didn't even say thank you. He didn't even, none of that. And when I would tell Terrence the response that I got from the pastor, Terrence say, you know, he just, you know, resolved that my ex-husband wasn't even trying or anything like that. One of the things that Terrence did, I said in one of my other videos that I had low self-esteem. Terrence took me to the clubs, and I'd never been to the clubs. And we were leaning over, I remember at one time we were leaning over, just kind of standing up, and Terrence was next to me, and we were leaning over, and the whole club is a real big club. And what Terrence would do, he said, look at that chick over there. I don't know if he called her chick or female, whatever. He said, look at her. He said, you just as pretty as she is. You no, he didn't say just as pretty as she is. He said, she has nothing on you. And then he said, look at her. And then I'm just looking, not saying anything, but I'm listening. But all the while, he's building up my self-esteem because it was just shot. And he said, look at her. He said, they're no better than you. Look at her. And then, I mean, we're going all around and Terrence is pointing and he's building me up. One time he took me to another club and he said, now here's what we're going to do. He said, we're going to go in separately. I want you to just sit there. And then he said, somebody's going to come up to you. And he said, and ask to dance with you. And he said, and you just dance with him. It's okay. He said, trust, you're not going to, I'm like, but what if somebody's going to come? But what if somebody's going to come? All right, so Terrence he go in on the other side, and I'm sitting there within, just really quick, somebody comes up and he reaches his hand toward me. And so I just go on the floor and I dance, and I'm dancing with him and I'm laughing, whatever. And then after the dance, of course, not after the dance, when I knew the song was almost over, I exited. Thank you. I told the guy, thank you. Of course, he came back up to me and he wanted to dance again. No, thank you. I'm good, but thank you. And then when Terrence and I got in the car, he began to talk to me again and just began to share with me about his perception of life. And he also told me, you have to not give up. That's what he told me. And he said that whatever you do in life, before you do it, he said, I want you to do this moving forward. You stop and ask yourself, do I want to do it? And if the answer is yes, do it. Do I really don't want to do this? If the answer is no, he said, don't do it and don't give up. That's what he taught me. So, yeah, I'm going to get it out there as I want to find all my stuff, but it's okay. As you can see, got episode 1 up. I got episode 2 up, and I would encourage you to stay tuned because my mind is just racing, and I am, yes, doing what I love to do. When I was in church, the video, that's who I am, I love to do that. So thank you all of my fans. I have some fans that have been following me since day one. And I know they have because they can tell me about myself in detail. And I want to say thank you to my fans. Thank you to my subscribers. My life is so thank you for still hanging on.